So I'm going to do something a little different today, and we are going to come up with a recipe together. Um, I have some oranges that were sitting out that weren't being eaten, and my mother-in-law loves anything orange, so I figured I would try some jam with orange. Well, I have these in the fridge. I bought a couple of them because they were on sale, and it's the bigger containers of, I guess, the quarts of strawberries. So I figured I would do some strawberry orange jam. I know for jam, I always use the fruit protector. Of course, you're going to need pectin and lemon juice. So I'm looking at my recipe here. That's the low sugar. So the regular pectin, my store stopped selling the low sugar pectin. So all I have is the classic. So let's go over here. And usually it's 6 cups of juice or fruit or something. And then 12 tablespoons of pectin, 7 cups of sugar. So this, I'm guessing, is going to be about 2, maybe 2.5 cups. I'm going to mash it, but just looking at it, I'll measure it. And then I've got 1.5 cups of juice here. So if we say 2 and then 1, we'll have about 3, maybe 4. So that, I don't want to say half, but half. So I'm going to base this recipe off of that recipe and kind of cut everything in half. I'm going to use 6 tablespoons of pectin, about a teaspoon of the protector, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So I did keep the pulp in the orange juice, so that's 1.5 cups. I'm going to take my potato masher. I say excuse the stuff here. I'm also doing chicken stock today. We harvested about 5 of our chickens yesterday, so we're doing chicken stock today. So I'm going to mash these, and I promise it's easier with 2 hands, and we'll be right back. So we have 2 cups of crushed strawberries in here, and 1.5 cups of orange juice. So I'm comfortable enough with saying I can half the recipe for my jam, and try to make a jam with multiple things rather than just one particular fruit. So I'm comfortable with halving the recipe, and we'll see how it goes. So I've got my 2 cups of strawberries, 1.5 cups of orange juice. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a teaspoon of the fruit protector, and 6 tablespoons of pectin. Now, strawberries are tart, and I find that I usually have to add a little extra sugar when I do the strawberries. And because I'm going to have orange juice and lemon juice in it, I'm going to add, we'll say 6 cups of sugar, and then see where we go from there. My regular recipe is for 7 cups of sugar, and that's for the low sugar pectin. So I'm going to add 6 cups of sugar, roughly. So let me get my other things added and get it onto the stove. So it's all mixed in the pot, and so far I've got 2 cups of crushed berries, 1.5 cups of fresh squeezed orange juice and pulp, a teaspoon of fruit protector, 6 tablespoons of pectin, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I am just going to bring this up to a boil, and I'm going to measure out 6 cups of sugar in here. And I've got my jars have been washed in soapy water and rinsed, and my canner is heating up. It's just about there. I'm doing pint jars. You can do half pint jars if you prefer, but this is kind of a small batch. I wanted to see how we'll like it before I started making it in big batches. But we don't ever hardly put anything in half pints anyway, unless we intend on giving it as gifts or stuff. Around here, the way we eat jelly or jam, I have to put it in the bigger pint jars. So this has almost come up to a boil. Well, that's just about ready. I said I'm going to measure out 6 cups of sugar and wait for this to come up to a boil. Now that it is boiling, I'm going to use a whisk and whisk in the sugar a little at a time. That's why I like one with the big spout. That way I can whisk it in slowly. That way I don't get a whole bunch of clumps and stuff like that all over. So I'm going to start whisking in all of the sugar just slowly, just to break up any clumps or anything that I may get, so I don't have big chunks of sugar everywhere. So let me get that in, and we'll be right back. Ta-da! It's all in. Look at this color. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But now that it's all in, I'm going to bring it back up to a boil, and I'm going to hard boil this for 1 minute. Oh, let me get my timer. Yes, I'm the person. I got to have a timer because I'm the one that forgets, and then when I go to remember, oh, I probably need to take that off. I wonder how long it's been on. I don't remember when I put it on, so I have to have a timer. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and once it turns to a hard boil, I'm going to hard boil it for 1 minute. Timer went off. It hard boiled for 1 minute. Now I've just put it over here on the side. I'm going to get my jars and start ladling it in. I'm going to fill them 1/4 inch from the top, and I'm going to water bath process them for 10 minutes. So this is the last jar. It is so beautiful. As you can see, it was exactly 4 pints. And you can see that the consistency was really good, that it is definitely jelly. It's perfect, actually. So I'm going to put this into the canner and let it come up to a boil, or finish coming up to a boil. Put the lid on it, and I'm going to process it for 10 minutes. They have processed their 10 minutes. I removed them from the heat. I've opened the jar, and they've been sitting about 4 minutes or so. So now that they've sat, I'm going to pull them out of the canner. Look how pretty! And put them onto the towel.
2 pink eggs.
And let them cool. And there it is. We have successfully made and came up with our own recipe for strawberry orange jam. This is going to be so good, and it is so pretty. This color does not do it justice. You guys have got to try it. Hope you enjoy. So this jar was full when we started dessert. I made some yeast rolls for dinner, and we had it on top. But this is all that's left, and I wanted to show you the consistency. That it is definitely jelly, jam, and it spreads really good, and it tastes even better. So I hope you guys try it. I hope you enjoy.